Okay, let's jump right into something that well, it feels like magic, but it's actually pure linguistic mechanics. Think about this for a second. I say 4 letters to you, T-R-E-E. And just like that, bam, a green, leafy, solid thing just pops into your mind. I didn't send you an object, I just sent a concept. That profound sort of invisible contract we all have that links a sound to an idea. That's what we're getting into today.
And that contract has a name. It's semantics. Our whole mission here is to really just break down the concepts you need to understand how meaning gets built. You know, how it's layered and often how it's hidden in plain sight.
Right. And to really get what we're tackling, there's this great analogy we found. Think of language like a glass of water. It has 2 sides and you need both.
Exactly. The glass itself.
Yeah.
That's the container. That's the structure, the grammar rules that hold everything together. Linguists call that syntax.
It tells you how to build a sentence.
But the water is the reason you have the glass in the first place. That's the content, the actual meaning we drink in. That's semantics.
So you can have a perfectly formed glass, perfect grammar, but there's no water inside. It's useless. The communication is, it's just empty.
And the classic example that really throws this into sharp relief is that famous sentence from Noam Chomsky.
Ah, yes. Colorless green ideas sleep furiously.
Exactly.
It's such a perfect tool for showing how language can fail, right?
Yeah.
Because if you just look at the structure, the syntax, it's flawless.
It's perfect English. Adjective, adjective, noun, verb, adverb. You could diagram that sentence all day long, but if you try to find the meaning...
The glass is completely empty.
It is. What on earth is a colorless green idea?
Right. An idea can't have color.
Yeah.
And it certainly can't be both colorless and green at the same time.
And how does something sleep furiously?
Yeah.
Sleep is, well, it's the opposite of a furious action.
So the sentence is syntactically perfect, but semantically. It's just nonsense.
It just demonstrates that you have to master both. It's not just about the rules of grammar. It's about understanding that shared contract of meaning. Without it, you just have noise.
Okay, so we've established we need the water. We need meaning. But the thing is, meaning isn't just one simple thing. And this is where it gets really, really interesting, especially if you're learning a language. There are often these hidden layers.
Mm-hmm. You always have to distinguish between 2 major types of meaning. First, you've got the literal meaning.
The straightforward one.
Yeah, the basic dictionary definition, the objective fact that we can all agree on. If I say, I am hungry, the literal meaning is just, my stomach is empty.
But the challenge, and, the reason people can get so confused is the figurative meaning.
Right. This is where the words say one thing, but they're being used to mean something totally different.
And we see this trap all the time with exaggeration.
Oh, constantly. If a friend says to you, I'm starving, the literal meaning of that word is dire. It means they're dying from a lack of food.
Mortal peril.
Right.
But nobody's calling an ambulance.
No, because the figurative usage, the semantic contract in English just means I'm really, really hungry right now. We borrow that extreme language for simple intensity.
And idioms are the ultimate version of this, aren't they?
Absolutely. If someone says it's a piece of cake, you'd better be looking for the semantic meaning, not the literal one.
The dictionary says it's a slice of dessert.
But the semantic meaning is it's very easy to do. If you miss that semantic layer, you're lost. You might actually be looking around for cake.
Or you misunderstand a serious situation because you took a metaphor as face value. Mastering semantics is about seeing the intent, which brings us to the 2 core layers of any word.
Right. So if we zoom in from the sentence to just a single word, we can think of it like an onion. Words have layers. At the very center, you have layer 1, denotation. This is the head meaning. It's the objective dictionary fact. Cold, hard, and stable.
And then wrapped around that is layer 2, connotation. This is the heart meaning. The subjective stuff, the emotional weight, the cultural feelings, all the associations that cling to a word.
That connotation can be really positive or really negative.
Let's use the snake example. The denotation of a snake, like from a zookeeper's perspective, is just descriptive, right? A long, limbless reptile.
Totally neutral. Scientific.
But if you say, don't trust him, he's a snake, you've just unleashed all the negative connotation.
Instantly. You're talking about betrayal, danger, sneakiness. Evil, even. The word carries this huge emotional penalty that goes way beyond its dictionary definition.
And probably the most famous, most practical example for you to master is the difference between house and home.
Oh, this is a perfect one. House is pure denotation. It's a building for human habitation. It feels structural, cold. You think of bricks and cement. It's a property.
But when you say the word home, That just explodes with positive connotation.
It does. It feels warm, safe, cozy. It means family, love, belonging. A home is a feeling, not just a structure.
So if you say, this building doesn't feel like a home, you're making a purely semantic point.
Exactly. You're saying the walls are there, but the warmth, the feeling, the positive connotation, that's what's missing.
Which is why picking the right synonym is so critical. You can have two words that mean basically the same thing, but using the wrong one can be a disaster.
Take describing someone's money habits. If you want to compliment them, you could say they're thrifty or frugal.
Both have a strong positive connotation. It means they're smart, wise, planning for the future.
But you could use a synonym like cheap or stingy. That is a serious insult.
Yeah, that's a negative connotation.
Yeah.
You're not saying they're smart with money anymore. You're saying they're a bad person who won't even buy a friend a coffee.
The dictionary meanings are so close, they're all about not spending money, but the emotional impact is the complete opposite. A compliment versus an insult.
So here's a tip. Never tell someone they look skinny. That has a negative connotation, like they look sick.
Right. The word you want is slim. That's a compliment. Same basic idea, totally different semantic feel.
This all leads us right into the whole world of synonyms. Words that mean the same or nearly the same thing. Big and large, happy and glad.
But this is where we hit what we can call the trap.
The idea that true synonyms don't really exist.
Pretty much. 100% interchangeable synonyms are incredibly rare. They're like friends, but they don't live in the same house. They don't fit in the exact same context.
So fast and quick both mean speed.
Right. But we say fast food, not quick food.
And we say a quick learner, but you'd rarely say a fast learner.
Because quick sort of implies a short duration or mental speed, while fast is more about physical movement. The noun it's attached to food versus a person's mind, it changes which word feels right.
And there's a gender trap too, isn't there? A woman is typically called beautiful, a man handsome.
Yeah, calling a man beautiful is grammatically fine, but it's semantically unusual for a standard description. The words occupy these different slots based on social norms.
Which brings us to a really critical distinction for professional life. Formal versus informal synonyms.
This is huge. It's not just about vocabulary, it's about social strategy.
So with your friends, you might say get, buy, or start.
But with your boss, or in a formal letter, you'd switch to receive, purchase, and commence.
Right, and if you mix them up, there's a penalty.
Yeah.
Using commence at a party would just sound weird and pretentious.
Totally. The denotation is the same, but you've broken the context.
And within these synonym groups, there's also the idea of intensity, right? The degrees of meaning.
Yes, like a ladder. Synonyms aren't always equal. They exist on a scale from weak to strong to extreme.
So you have good, then great, then excellent.
And then you get to fantastic or amazing at the very top.
Or with the temperature, you go from hot to boiling or scorching.
And the key is to use the right rung on the ladder. If it's just a bit warm outside, saying it's scorching breaks that semantic rule of intensity. You sound inaccurate.
Okay, so now let's flip to the other side, to the enemies of synonyms. Antonyms, words with opposite meanings.
But again, it's not that simple. They don't all behave in the same way. There are actually three main types, and they each classify the world differently.
The first type, and the most common one, is gradable antonyms.
Right. And the key feature here is that there's a middle ground. You can ask, how much?
Like hot and cold. In between, you've got warm, cool, tepid. A whole spectrum.
Or rich and poor. Most people live in that huge space in the middle class. The fact that there's a continuum makes them gradable.
Then you have the really rigid ones, complementary antonyms.
This is the all or nothing category. It's binary. If you're one, you absolutely cannot be the other. There is no middle ground.
So you're either dead or alive.
Exactly. You can't be a little bit dead. You either pass or fail the test. The statement is true or false. The opposition is total.
And the last type is fascinating. Relational antonyms.
These are opposites that actually need each other to exist. They're defined by their relationship.
A teacher can't be a teacher without a student.
Right. You can't be a teacher in an empty room. If you buy something, someone, somewhere has to sell it. They're two sides of the same coin.
So as a final vocabulary shortcut, you can use prefixes to basically create antonyms instantly.
Oh, this is such a good trick. It doubles your vocabulary. You have a word like happy, add un, and you get unhappy. Lock becomes unlock.
And there are rules, right? Goes with words starting with P or M. Yeah. Like impossible or impolite.
Exactly. Ill for words starting with L, so illegal. And ale for our words like irregular. It's a fantastic pattern to learn.
Mhm.
So to quickly wrap up what we've covered, semantics is the essential content of your language, separate from the grammatical structure.
Connotation adds all that crucial emotional and cultural feeling to the basic dictionary definition.
Context is king when it comes to synonyms. Words are rarely perfect substitutes.
Then antonyms, the opposites, they come in 3 distinct types: gradable, complementary, and relational.
Yeah, that's the core of it.
And the big takeaway for you, the learner, is this. If you want to sound like a native speaker, you have to move beyond just knowing what a word means in the dictionary.
You have to master the connotation and the context.
That's how you avoid accidentally insulting someone or just sounding weird. It's how you know if you're giving a real compliment or not.
It's the difference between competence and fluency.
So today we looked at how different words can have the same meaning, synonyms. But what happens when the opposite occurs? When one single word that looks and sounds identical has multiple completely different meanings.
Now that's a whole other rabbit hole.
Right. The word bank, for example,
Okay.
could be where you keep your money, or it could be the side of a river. That confusing world of words with multiple identities, polysemy and homonymy, that's where we need to dive in next.